Hello friends, Luke the Apostate here. My friend Andrew asks, Dear Luke the Apostate, why do fundamentalists sometimes condemn things with the word unbiblical? Well, Andrew, short answer is, a fundamentalist doesn't see any difference between how they read the text and the text itself. So, in the book of Revelation, it talks about weird locusts. Jack Van Impe was a famous fundamentalist sort of end times guy on TV for a while, and he said that the Bible was talking about helicopters. It's a bit of a long story about how he got to that conclusion, but he said the Bible talks about helicopters. Now that phrase, the Bible talks about helicopters, okay, the Bible does not have the word helicopters in it. The Bible does not in any real sense describe something that we would reasonably get as helicopters. The Bible talks about locusts. But Jack Van Impe, I'm using as an example, said the Bible talks about helicopters. No, it doesn't. But to a fundamentalist who sees no difference between the text and how he interprets the text, it makes perfect sense to say it is unbiblical to disagree with the end times involving helicopters. So when a fundamentalist says something is unbiblical, and usually it's about something closer to home, about church life, about sexual behavior, or clothing on women specifically, or how much authority or respect should be accorded to certain members of the family based on their place in sort of an ancient Near Eastern hierarchy, they'll defend it as being biblical or unbiblical without understanding that the text itself says certain things. The original human authors and readers of the text would have understood certain things in certain ways in their historical context, and both of those, both the text itself and how the original authors and readers would have seen it, are very different than how the modern contemporary fundamentalist reads the same text. So all that said, the fundamentalist isn't doing this on purpose. They might be a jerk, and that's kind of on purpose, but using the term unbiblical to refer to stuff that's not in the text, that's not on purpose. That's a lot of them, most of them I think. That's just how they were taught to read and talk about the Bible. So it's best to be kind with them, and rather than snapping on them about, that's not in the text, what are you, that's dumb. Just take it easy, ask polite questions about, okay, you said the Bible says that? Where in the Bible does it say that? Can you show me? And when they may or may not get you to a passage, say, okay, so I don't see the word, let's say, homosexuality, or miniskirts, or semi-automatic weapons, or whatever. I don't see that word in this text. Are you reading it differently than I am? And then maybe you can have a fruitful discussion about the difference between the text of the Bible and how people read the Bible. But you can only get there if you're kind and you don't snap on them. And it doesn't guarantee you'll get there. But being kind is about the only way you can. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that gives you a useful method to respond to the claim. And I hope you can remember to be kind when you hear possibly an infuriating statement from a fundamentalist about that sort of thing. Be kind to each other. This is Luke the Apostate. Thank you for watching.